Hey everyone, today we're going to review the new bike computer from Coospo. So let's get started. Right on! Hey everyone, Zach here back with another video. I do cycling related content from product review, rock review and also my cycling journey. Do check out my channel if you're interested to this kind of stuff. So a huge thanks to Coospo for reaching out to me to see whether I want to test out their product. Of course, I have to say yes. So they provided me 3 products, which is their bike computer, the armband heart rate monitor and also the speed and cadence sensor, which I'm going to talk about in this video. But before that, a quick disclaimer. I'm not a professional cyclist, I'm just a cycling enthusiast, so the comments that I'm about to make on this cycling related product are just based on my opinion. Also, Coospo does not review my content and I'm going to give you my honest thoughts and review of this product. With that out of the way, let's go with the unboxing. Alright guys, so here are the things that Coospo provided for us. As you can see over here, the first box here is the bike computer itself, BC107. Then we have the heart rate monitor, which is the arm strap, and also the cadence sensor. Alright, so for the bike computer box, over here all the list of features that this bike computer able to support, some description behind. Yeah, fairly simple box. Similarly for this one, the heart rate computer, so these are the features: real-time heart rate, 20 hours battery life. This is a rechargeable battery. They'll provide a cable, as I'll show you later. About 10-meter range, IP67, heart rate alert, meaning if you have a certain set of heart rates that you cannot go above, or you set it, it will vibrate your arm to indicate that your heart rate has already reached that limit. And also there is also a color heart rate zone indicator on the strap, brief description, and yeah. So here is the Coospo speed and cadence sensor, the BK467. So here are the features that it has: IP67, cadence and speed, supports Bluetooth and ANC+. Yep. With that, let me show you what's inside of this box. Alright, so this comes from the first box, which is the bike computer BC107. Okay, as you can see over here, I do like the fact that this in the box they provide this handlebar mount. So it's very rare to see for this bike computer in this price range to provide this handlebar mount. I think this is much more better compared to if you mount the bike computer at the stem using this mount. And this also comes with few O-rings to fit your handlebar, or some rubber bands if you want to mount it on your stems. So different size over there. So here is the start of today's video, the bike computer itself, Coospo BC107. So as you can see, the size here is quite slim. I will make a size comparison later. And a standard Garmin mount. I like the screen size, is about 2.3-inch size screen. Quick comparison of size. The one that I always use right now is the Magin C406, and as you can see, the size is just slightly smaller than the Magin. Screen almost the same, thinner, and I believe it's slightly shorter and wider. But unfortunately, I don't have the ZOS G+. The ZOS G+ falls well smaller compared to the Coospo BC107. So basically the size of this Coospo BC107 fits in between the size of C406 and also the ZOS G+. So here is the second box at which I'm going to show you, the armband heart rate monitor. Right in the box it comes with a proprietary charging cable, and then 2 arm straps, one for the large size and also the standard size one, and of course the heart rate monitor itself. So this heart rate monitor is interesting actually. Over here actually is a light indicator. That's right. So as you can see right now, is blue, is a pairing mode. But when you pair this to a bike computer and it detects your heart rate, this will change accordingly to the zone. As you can see on the screen right now, the different colors of indicator to indicate the heart rate zone on your arm, which you can see it very easily while you're riding outdoor. So as you can see from the size here, it's quite small and it's also quite slim. So once you place it on your arm, you barely notice it actually. And the material that this strap comes with is actually quite breathable with all these holes, and it's not irritating at all. And the last box that they gave me is this speed sensor, the BK467 cycling speed and cadence sensor. So here is the speed sensor itself. As you can see, the size is quite okay, compact, small, not so thick, and also light. It comes with all the necessary rubber bands and also the rubber mats or rubber pads for you to mount this onto your bike crankset. So yeah, that's about it. Nothing special on this speed sensor. Alright, for the start of this video, I'm going to walk through this bike computer. So to on this bike computer is actually very easy. For the first time of turning this bike computer, you will need to plug in your charging cable, which is provided from the box, and then it will boot up. But after doing the first initial setup, then you are ready to go. To on this device is just one press and it will on. No need long press, just gentle press. Right immediately you can see the different style that this screen has to offer when compared to my previous review, the ZOS G Plus and also the C406. One thing immediately that I like from this feature is actually the icons up here. So we have the battery icons, the GPS signal icon, right now is not connected. We also have the temperature indicator and time. Often I think this is a far overlooked features that bike computer should have, because once we are looking at the data here, for instance C406 or the ZOS G Plus, you won't be able to see the time or temperature unless you flip the page. So it's an interesting features that they have over here. So kudos to Coospo. Besides that, I also like the fact that the speed indicator is on the top instead and on the bottom like the previous bike computer that I reviewed from Shanren. And we have the time, distance and gradient over here. Over here it shows the heart rate sensor and also the cadence sensor. To flip the page, you just need to click this button over here. Then this will show you your average altitude and so on, the gradient, average gradient that you for your ride, and also again average heart rate and average cadence. Then over here, the next page, the third page, will be the maximum output, which is a maximum speed, calorie burn. Now this bike computer does comes with an odometer function. C406 don't have this. And this one is the gradient. Again, max heart rate and max cadence. Yeah, so basically 3-page function. It's quite interesting and easy to set up. And to start this bike computer, all you need to do is just to press this play button. And it will count down 3, 2, 1 and it just starts like that. Once it's connected to GPS and indicate over here, it just start. To pause, just press pause and it will pause. Or you can set it within the app, the auto pause feature. Yeah, so basically that's about it for this bike computer. And to stop, you just need to have a long press over here and it will just save the ride. Right now I didn't do any ride, but usually after you press a long press, this will show you the summary of your ride. And to off, just long press and it will off. Yeah, just like that, simple and easy to navigate this bike computer. So over here, I'm going to show you how to navigate the app for this bike computer. Basically, you can just download this app from the App Store or Google Play Store. So I'm using my iPad over here to demonstrate for you guys. As you can see, this is the main page which display all the latest activity that you have done, or you can click more up here to filter based on day, week, month, year or total. Besides that, up here you can also click into the bike computer to display all the rides that you have done which is not synced to the app. Other than that, this app allows you to use it as a bike computer itself. You can use it from here. And last is the more page which will display your user, your total data, your bike computer, sensors, sync with Strava, language, unit, feedback, and about us. So let's go into the bike computer, and always check the update if any, so to ensure all the data that your bike computer provide will be up to date. And then for bike computer setting, nothing much can be set on this bike computer. I guess for this price range is okay, but for user info up here, you can set the gender, age, weight, or height. Then you can also set the type of bikes that you have, the tone, the beeping sound, units, time zone, or factory reset. So that's just the basic setup for this bike computer. And then to bind it, you can bind using the app itself, or you can bind directly from this bike computer by pressing long press over the setting button. So yeah, that's basically about it for this app. It's quick and simple, nothing much into it. And to set this bike computer, very straightforward. So what do you guys think about the quick unboxing and quick preview of the bike computer and the companion app? Leave a comment down below. I'll make sure to answer to all of them. So personally, I do think that this Coospo BC107 does offer a lot of value for money in terms of a basic bike computer. Well, I think the key selling features for this Coospo BC106 will be the screen. As you can see just now, earlier in my video, the additional information that is displayed on the top part of this bike computer is really useful, especially for someone like me. I love to see the temperature often and also the time during a ride. So having those additional information on the top part of the screen is definitely useful for me. Besides that, I do think that the weight and the size of this bike computer hits just right, especially for those weight weenies out there. The size is just enough, smaller than the Magin C406 and slightly bigger compared to the ZOS G Plus, and it only weighs about 65 grams. It is also interesting to see that this bike computer have the capability to bind with a power meter. So for someone with a power meter on their bike, this will be a useful feature for them to have if you are looking for a budget bike computer. As for battery life of this bike computer, well, according to the spec sheet, it's able to last about 28 hours of riding time for one single full charge, and that is quite impressive, especially if you consider to this bike computer price range. Now, do I have any gripes with this bike computer? Obviously, there is some, but that would be a very nitpicking process for this bike computer. Of course, from someone who used to use the Magin C406, I will say that there is no customizability for this bike computer, especially for what data to display on the bike computer. Basically, it is fixed and set by the manufacturer already, but of course, I do think that this is not an issue for most of you guys out there. Another nitpicking things that I have for this bike computer is the GPS connectivity. Well, I don't think that's a big problem, but for you guys to know that this bike computer, before you can use it, you might need to wait a few seconds outside until that the GPS connectivity shown here is connected before you're able to proceed with your ride. Now, the BC107 is comparable in terms of price points and value for money with another bike computer in the market, which is the ZOS G Plus. There are a few things that this bike computer does better when compared to the ZOS G Plus. Now, in terms of display, this display is definitely bigger when compared to the ZOS G Plus. Also, as you may know earlier from the video, I do appreciate the additional data that is present on top of this bike computer. And when you compare it to the ZOS G Plus, you might need to flip few pages so that you can view the temperature or the time in the bike computer. But that is just down to personal preference, and also depending on the types of bike computer that you need. Battery life when compared to this BC107 is also slightly better when compared to the ZOS G Plus. Now, this bike computer offers up to 28 hours of usage, while the ZOS G Plus is only 25 hours because of the size and also the battery capacity. Now if you compare this bike computer with the Magin C406, it really depends on what you need. Now the only advantage that I can think of when compared to the Magin C406 over to this BC107 is definitely the customizability. But if you are not into customizing the screen or the data that it wants to display on the screen, I think you're better off with the Coospo BC107. It won't let you down. As a summary for this bike computer, I do think that this is a very good value for money, and also the companion app, for me at least, in my opinion, is very easy to use and straightforward, and also it uploads the data to Strava quite fast. Precious Strava data. Alright guys, that's about it for my quick unboxing and a quick review for this BC107. Tell me what you guys think about this bike computer, or if you have any questions regarding this bike computer, feel free to drop it down in the comment section down below. I'll make sure to answer to all of them. Do give this video a like if you like to see more reviews to come, and also share this with your friends. Consider to subscribe and ring the notification bell so you won't miss my future content. Till next time everyone, eat, sleep, cycle, ride on!